In Victoria, we've got this really interesting situation where we have this ecosystem of creative designers and technical designers who can produce vehicles from scratch. We've had a really interesting situation in Australia where we've been looking at really one type of vehicle. We've been looking at Commodores, we've been looking at Falcons and more recently the Camrys. These are large vehicles that really don't have a place in the future Australia. In Melbourne and in Sydney, the car density is so great that those vehicles don't work anymore. So in the void of protecting that manufacturing base, we've got the potential to have some very interesting vehicles coming through. It's really great to see some of the cars like the Bolwells here, where we've had local designers who are taking existing engines and platforms and producing something which is uniquely Australian. It's powerful, it's competitive in its day, and showed local ingenuity. We saw that with the advent of the ADRs, a change in that creative landscape to something that was a lot more risk adverse, but also took something away from what was possibly in that future. There's a distinct need for vehicles that are powered by things other than internal combustion engines. Electric vehicles are one way of going. I know that a number of companies have been working with hydrogen power, and there have been some dalliances with air power. Electric vehicles have the greatest potential in the short to medium term, hydrogen power over the longer term. The interesting thing about electric vehicles is not that the powertrain changes, it's that the vehicle form can change to a completely different shape. These current shapes that we're used to have evolved because of the technology that's under the bonnet. And we can see even in the current Teslas that the floor pan is changing, the restrictions on design are changing. Some of the greatest designs of vehicles that have come out of Australia more recently are vehicles that are show cars. And the objective of a show car is to show a future that is not necessarily in the production pipeline. It's to provoke a different kind of response from engineering, from marketing, and from the general public as to what they really want. One of the things that this collection features is the way we were looking at the future in the past. So cars like the Hurricane showed a direction that was potentially there that we weren't almost courageous enough to really try. What's interesting now is what will the future for car design in Victoria be, and will it go back to something more adventurous, or will it stay with the conservative world cars that it's been producing?